Hi all, it's JK here again. So now I've freed up a little bit and I've got a few things sorted. I've finally been able to focus a little bit on the new Type R, the 2015 Honda Civic Type R. And this video is basically my opinion of it, what I think of it. I'm going to go through the looks, performance and all that bollocks. To be honest, I've been that busy and I've not been bothered about anything. I didn't even know the name of the chassis. So they've coded it FK2. I've got the Wikipedia up somewhere. Yeah, there you go. So I've given it a quick look, and I've given it a quick look at the league table to see where it stands in the top. You know, is it the king of the hill like it was back in the day? So if we take a look, we've got the Renault Megane RS275. Interesting looking car. Not my look, to be honest, but you know, each to their own. The Focus ST. Now the ST is a lukewarm car, or was supposed to be a lukewarm, but now it's one of the best hot hatches apparently, so that's interesting. Of course, this is auto car, they're slightly different throughout. The Seat Leon Cupra, yeah, that's interesting. Looks a little bit like an A3 there. And obviously the GTI Mark 7, another good car, getting expensive now. And of course the Skoda Octavia RS, we all remember those back in the day as undercover cop cars. So we all calmed down when we saw one of those flying up and down the dual passage, the bypass. So no Type R though, so clearly straight away Honda haven't got the magic back that they had back in the early noughties. So, but what do I think? So if we go to the look of it, I saw one of these the other day when I was driving to work in my EP3. And to be honest, when I first looked at it, I thought the thing that struck me was Samurai Warrior. You know, the samurai armour that the samurais wear. For some reason, it reminded me of them. I don't know why, but it did. It's obviously based on the FN2, so you know, I really like the back of it. The four exhaust ports there. I love that bit, but I'm not too keen on the boot or the spoiler, and I'm not too keen on the body shape, to be honest. But you know, I suppose it's like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it. Although I don't really hate it, I just don't like it. It doesn't make me want to go out and buy one. And it's ironic because I've never tried Marmite, so no idea. So looks wise, I've even compared the engines. I don't even know the engine code, to be honest. But there's your 2 litre turbocharged engine. Apparently the way it works is it's got a VTEC in it, but the reviewers say you can't even tell the VTEC's working, so that's pointless in my opinion. I think the idea is to try and solve the problem of turbo lag. As you all know, if you've driven a turbo, you'll put it in a higher gear, put your foot down, it'll be dead, then you'll go. And that's turbo lag. And I think the idea with this engine was it was supposed to have a VTEC kicking in while the spooler was spinning up for the turbo, and then obviously there's the turbo boost. But reviews say that doesn't really work. You don't feel, there's still turbo lag and you don't feel the VTEC. So they failed there, which is possibly why it's not coming top 5 of the best. But to me, the block doesn't look that good. If you compare it to the old K20A, I mean, that just looks cool to me. To this day, I still think that's a pretty good looking unit. I love the little cover there, the iVTEC DOHC. I love the cap at the back there with the Honda thing on it. But you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you disagree with me and you think the turbo engine's better looking. I don't know. But me personally, I just don't like the look of it. But that's not a problem because I can't afford one. Which is what I used to say back in the day when people were jealous of my car. I'd be like, "Can you afford it?" And they'd say no. It's like, well, fuck off then. When they say your car's shit or whatever. But so looks wise, I don't like it, to be honest. I'm neutral. It doesn't make me want to go out and test drive it or buy one or whatever. But then the Mitsubishi Evo 9, that didn't look particularly special, but I really love the car. So, you know, maybe it's the thing is once you drive it, you'll really like it. But having a quick look on the Wikipedia, the Bible for it. Oh, it's the K20C, the plant is. So there you go. You probably learned something new like I have. K20C. So I'm guessing the FN2s was either a B or a yeah, well it would be, wouldn't it? Because it's K20A, then the K20B for the FN2, I guess, and then that for this. But it's quite impressive. On paper it looks good. It's burning out just over 300 brake, or as the Germans say, 310 psi, I think it used to be. 6,500 RPM. Now that's for me where it kills it. I mean, the new Ferrari 488 GT that's come out is Ferrari's turbocharged 458 Italia basically. And again, it goes up to 7,000 RPM, and they're asking the test driver, the Ferrari test driver, because he gets the new car every 6 months, because he obviously valued employee. What does he think to the 488? He said he likes it, it's a good car, which is probably a load of bollocks. He's probably saying that because he's being watched and Ferrari are keeping an eye on him. But he said it hasn't got the magic that the higher revving Ferrari's got. And I think those that have driven the EP3 and those that have driven this car, and I don't think there's many people that have compared the two, to be honest, that aren't journalists anyway, I'd probably think the same. A higher revving engine is, it's what one of the great things that made the Honda different from all the other hot hatches. Natural aspiration to me is key part of enjoying the car. I mean, it doesn't mean you can't have fun. I mean, I know this is the way we're going now. It's all going turbochargers because of EU emissions and whatnot. And 6,500 RPM back in the EP3 days, that was just warming up. So, that's turbos for you. But it's got a lot of torque, 400 Newton meters of torque, so that looks fun. And it does a 0 to 60 in a nice 5.7 seconds with a top speed of 167 miles per hour. Now, the EP3 hit my EP3, the facelift, was 6.4 seconds with a top speed of 150. Now, if you look at the price difference between now and then, this is a 35 grand car, I think, the GT pack. 32 start or 29 start, something like that, I don't know. But again, you're not getting much for your money these days. Back in those days, when I was in my 20s, early 20s, 32 grand bought you supercar power, basically. It bought you the Evo 9, or it bought you the STI, the Subaru Impreza STI, or they were the two daddies. We all had our hot hatches, but all the rich kids, all the bellends, had the Evos and the Imprezas. And I was lucky enough to test drive the Evo 9, the FK320. And I fell in love with the car, but the running cost and the maintenance, I was told it to bollocks. So I even got a good discount. I managed to get it down from 33,000 to 27. And this is not one word of a lie. My mate will back this up. As we went to shake hands with the dealership, I literally ran out of the room because A, I couldn't afford the car anyway because I was a student, and B, it was a deal I didn't want to do, but I just did it for fun. How do you get out of it? Easy, you run out of the room, don't you? And leave your mate with your laptop and all the paperwork that you bought to argue the price down. So yeah, for that type of money, back in those days, you got 4-wheel drive, active yaw control, using the Evo as an example. The Impreza had mechanical 4-wheel drive system. Reservo obviously has got electronic. It bought you 4 seconds to 60. The FQ320 did it in 4.4 seconds, maybe 4.3 if you're really good with the gears. And it gives you similar top speed. I think the Evo does 170 as well. So although it looks good on paper and it's got a good speed, to me, I'm old school though. I mean, probably I'm a turtle, I should be retired, but you're not getting much for your money these days. But look at the GTR R35. Back in those days, 2006, it hit the UK for £50,000. Today, I believe the car is 100,000 or 80,000, something stupid like that. Heads.com. Let's have a quick look at the GTR 35. I think Nissan is still producing them, and I think they're hand built and all that shit. So it's all one engine produces a different brake to the other. Again, a car I didn't really like the look of. It was all about the R34 for me. GTR R34, beautiful looking car. The only reason I wouldn't go for one is because it's only got a 5-speed transmission. So looking now at the GTR 35, what can you fetch one for these days? So there you got an 010 one for 45 grand. I mean, I'm not joking. Back in the day when these first came out, they were £50,000 brand new. Now you're looking at a used one. That guy will be dreaming. You won't get that for it. He's basing that's even well. It's a revised model, I suppose. So I don't know if there's a fan of it, I suppose. But new, you're looking at 80 grand, I think. Price low to high. Price high to low. Well, okay, get rid of that one because that's bullshit. But there you go. There's a Nismo, which is, if you don't know, Nissan's tuning house, bit like Mugen is to Honda. That's Nissan's. 100 grand. So cars have basically doubled. So what an EP3 back then was 17 grand. Today it's 34 grand. So yeah, you're getting a lot. It's just not good to buy a car at the minute, in my opinion. Waste of money. But yeah, on paper the car looks good, but you don't get much for your money. So I guess if you're a young guy in your 20s and you're rich, you might buy one. I'd personally go for the Golf R. I absolutely love the look of that car. It's just sweet, 4-wheel drive, nice interior, a bit pricey, 35,000. But the Golf R would be the one I'd go for. If I was a young rich twat, which I'm not. So yeah, there you go. My opinion. I'm neutral. I mean, my Type R is going in for its headlamp adjustment, as you probably know. And I'm going to tell Honda to give me their car, test drive a Type R for a couple of days and see what I think to it. They'll either say yes or no to that, but either way I'll get a test drive out of it and I'll make a video of it as well, and we'll see what I think. We'll see if that power is really worth the asking price and the sacrifice of, in my opinion, the cosmetics, the looks, because I don't like the look of it. It's weird to me. Whereas if you look at European cars, they look classy, they're nice. Well, I don't really like the look of the Megane Renaults. It's okay, I suppose. But then again, I never liked the Clio. That looked a bit weird as well. So the French are a bit odd. But I do like my Ford Focuses, and I do like the German stuff. Who doesn't? And the Skodias look pretty cool as well. So yeah, let me know what you think. But to me, the new Type R isn't all that.